Do you want me to teach you how to make sausage biscuits and gravy? Alright. So the biscuits part's easy. We just get those out of the can. Alright?
And then we put them in, we split them in half.
Yeah, but they're just cans, biscuits. The gravy's the hard part, unless you make homemade biscuits. So this is sausage. We usually eat mild sausage, or when we have deer sausage. Deer sausage, they have to add extra fat to it because it doesn't have much fat. They usually get it from a cow. Add beef fat to it. So you want your sausage all broke up into little pieces. And for me, it's just easier to do that while it's cooking.
Well, road trip season is ending, but you sure made the most of it, right? So, could your car use a little TLC now? Treated to high-quality Mobil 1 motor oil.
And I got this on, whoops. I got this on just above medium heat. Right, about 7.
You know it's at the lowest price of the season at Advanced Auto Parts. Tap Advantage to see how much you'll save, or visit AdvancedAutoParts.com for details.
Some people say biscuits and gravy isn't a meal. What do you think about that?
I think it is.
Think it is? You think those people are crazy?
No, I just think it is.
Some people think it's icky. What do you think about that?
I think, no, I don't think it is.
What do you think about people that think it's icky?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I just think it's icky.
You try not to think about them?
No, I just don't think of that.
Good job. You're a good boy.
I think it is because it has meat.
You think it's yummy because it has meat?
No, I think it is a meal because it has meat.
Well, we're having this for lunch today, so. And some fruit. There's no bananas left because the banana bread's cooking.
Is this videotaping?
Yeah. I figured maybe there's some people somewhere who might want to know how to make this stuff that don't already. I know I've taught a couple people over the years. This is great when you got people coming over and staying the night or whatever, because it's easy to make, and you can, you know, this pan will feed you, me, your sisters, plus a couple other people. Don't have to stick to the bottom.
Okay. You're cutting them into tiny pieces. Like really tiny pieces.
You know, that's what you want. You want a giant log a big giant sausage log floating around in there. Only one person would get the sausage. Besides, you need the flavor from the sausage to get all out.
Which is all that yellow stuff, right?
Yellow stuff.
That's the thing that looks like grease.
Oh, that is grease. So we want to cook this, and we want to drain off any excess fat. I've noticed that lately it seems like there's not a lot of excess fat in the last few times I've made biscuits and gravy.
Is that bad?
No, it's actually good because it means I don't have to fill up my grease jar.
What do you ever do with those?
I throw it away eventually. When I was a kid, your grandma used to hang on to bacon grease? Beef grease. It was bacon grease. Yeah, it's bacon grease because it doesn't go rancid. For some reason. But we had a big pot that was about that big around and about that tall. It was ceramic. Had a lid on top. She'd pour all of her grease in there, and whenever she needed to cook and needed grease, she'd get some back out and reuse it.
That's a big pot.
In fact, all my relatives did that.
That's a big pot. Or pan.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. It was a ceramic thing. It was like kind of like a am I trying to say? Kind of like a sugar jar. Only it was a grease jar. And we didn't refrigerate butter, we just left it out. Of course, we usually ate it fast enough that it melts. It's easier when it gets soft, right? So that's why I leave the butter out when we
buy butter from the store.
yeah, so it doesn't. Maybe just using 2 forks because it's a little easier to tear things apart that way. Starting to smell good in here, isn't it?
I can't smell it. Enough.
You can't smell it enough?
Yeah, like I can't smell it yet.
Oh. So make sure it's all the way cooked, no red left in it.
Okay.
Maybe someday. Do you like the chip beef gravy that I made the last time?
A little, yeah.
Huh?
A little.
A little, but you like this better?
Okay.
That's why I always make this, because you guys like this. I like chip beef gravy better. I might teach you how to make that someday. You want me to teach you how to make that someday too?
Maybe. Does the beef come with salt and pepper already in it?
It has spices in it to make it sausage.
Okay. So it doesn't have salt and pepper when you buy it from the store?
No.
Okay.
I'll actually add some, excuse me, I'll add some pepper to it and maybe a little bit of salt. Sometimes when you buy sausage and you cook it like this, there'll be like big puddles of grease in the bottom.
And then it sticks to it?
Well, then you need to take it out. You need to take the excess grease out. Grease is just melted fat. Just get a shiver?
Yeah.
Where'd you get a shiver?
I don't know. I shivered.
So that's pretty well cooked. We can cook a little bit longer, but see, there should just be
Only a little
bit of grease. I mean, when you let it all run out. So see it running down there in the corner?
How much is it usually?
I'm going to take a little bit of that out.
How much grease is it usually?
Yeah.
About the same amount?
Yeah. So you only want there to be try not to spill that all over the stove. I'm feeling miserable and I'm spilling it all over the stove. Yeah, there's quite a bit of grease in this one.
Usually it would be all done by now.
So that's enough. No more than that. I'll mix it all back up. You don't want it to be too dry.
Because then it's just just horrible. Not good.
No, because what you got to do is, I have no idea how much flour I'm putting in here. You put your flour on.
You're gonna use the whole bag?
This is not a whole bag, but that's probably about a half a cup right there. And stir it in. And you don't want there to be any powder left. And you want every piece to have a little bit of a coat. Let me turn my heat down. You want every piece to have a coat of flour on it. So see how it's turning white from the flour? See these little lumps down here?
Yeah.
If there's any of those left, your gravy will be lumpy.
Is that bad? You don't like that?
Yeah, lumpy gravy's not so good.
Does that ever happen when we eat it?
Yeah, I've had it happen a few times.
You don't even notice it.
All right. Now we'll add some milk.
You can use all of it.
No, about half the fork deep, maybe just a little bit more. So about not quite a half a gallon of milk there, or at least a quart. I'll hang on to this in case we need it later. Take a look at my bread down here. Oh, that looks like it's almost done.
Perfect.
Not sure.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but it might still be wet on the inside.
The Green Turtle. This summer, we're the official headquarters of the Vote Beer campaign. Beer is the one candidate we can all agree on. Beer is a candidate you can stand up for while sitting down.
Daddy,
Other candidates claim to have
Yep,
a handle on
that's
Why?
done.
why hasn't that towel catching
Join my
fire yet?
party today. And
This?
summer,
Yeah.
vote early,
It's
vote
made to go
often,
in there.
and vote beer.
Banana bread.
Is it like meant for that?
Turtle Sports Bar and Grill.
Yep.
So does every oven come with it?
Nope.
You just have to buy it from the store.
Yep. This is a good time, when you put this in, this is a good time to start your biscuits.
And be prepared for that next big purchase. Get yours for free at freecreditreport.com.
Because if all goes well, they'll get done about the same time. What's that say?
10 minutes.
No, I think it's 13 to 16.
It's 3
And
to 6.
It's 13 to 16.
Okay.
And our oven runs a little bit hot sometimes, so I'll set it for 13. I'll add some pepper, just like that. And just a little bit of salt. And I just stir it in.
Do you want all the pepper to be not showing?
You want it to get all mixed in nice and even.
So it will be showing.
You can see
but
some here and there,
It's
but
going to be mixed in.
right. Put this bread somewhere. Shoot. This song's driving me nuts. I need to tell Pandora to go to the next song.
This is Iggy Marley. I'm currently on the road and would love to see you at my next show. Tap the screen for tour dates and more information.
I like reggae sometimes, but I can't take it in large doses.
Though the wicked persecute I, still my heart has love.
Just little circles.
Has
You gotta make sure you get everywhere, because if you don't get everywhere, you can make like a donut. It'll be like a thick spot in one place, and everywhere else will be thin. So you want to make sure it stays all nice and mixed up. As it goes, you can feel places where it's starting to get thick down underneath.
Is that good? That's good, right?
Yeah, we'll go take it all the way up to boiling, probably. But not like a hard boil, it'll be a low boil. Okay, this is enough Steve Marley. It's driving me nuts. There we go. This will be good. You want to stir this for a bit? Okay. Keep it on the bottom. That way it scrapes up anything that decides to stick. Just gentle, little circles. Oh, gosh. Excuse me. Ah.
doing good.
Might have to add some thickener.
What's that? Powder?
We no, we mix up our own. It's like extra flour and milk, but it's really thick in the flour.
So it's like extra thick.
It makes it
powder.
thicker. Yeah, it thickers.
Extra thick flour.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I get
You can actually feel the meat sticking to the bottom.
It's not the meat. It's the flour and the milk. And if you let it stick to the bottom, it'll burn.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying not to do.
I'll make some thickener. So we'll put just a little bit of milk in here. Maybe that much. About a half a cup. Gonna go ahead and keep stirring. Now we add,
Keep stirring.
yeah, now we add flour to the milk.
That's gonna be sweet milk. I mean,
Thickener.
thickener.
Yep. Now we take it and stir it up. Mix it. You gotta mix it quick, otherwise it'll make lumps in there. And this is where you can actually take what was good gravy and make it lumpy again if you're not careful. See all the lumps in there? So you need to. Make sure this is all smooth. Yeah, see there? Some lumps coming out. Did I drip on you? Sorry about that.
Can you tell it's already working by not having a lot of meat? Is that how you know it's working?
Oh, I know. I haven't put any in yet. I might not need it. I can feel a couple of spots where it feels like it's starting to get a little bit thick, but it all depends on how thick you like it. Some people like their gravy runny, maybe not that runny. Some people like it really super thick.
Which one do we eat? Super thick?
No, somewhere in between.
It's after 11 o'clock and things are dragging. You're just sitting there at your desk trying to get through your day. Or maybe you have one of those fancy new standing
I
desks.
kind of feeling like it's getting thicker over there. It looks different too as it starts to thicken up. Instead of splashing so much, it kind of, see that whole,
It makes waves, but it
Yeah.
don't splash.
right.
And real fruit flavors, all mixed to perfection. Don't just sit or stand there. Put some flavor in your drink. Make time for Snapple. Tap on the app and take a break.
Dripped on it.
Sorry, should hold it over here, I guess.
There's no satisfaction in cooking around, especially over one of your favorite tracks.
Okay, so
And the same goes for booking hotels. Now that you can book direct at Hilton.com,
I'm gonna put a little bit in here.
So stop clicking around. Book direct at Hilton.com.
You gotta be careful because you can make this a donut too. You're gonna stir. You can feel it starting to thicken up, especially over here and over there. Make sure you get the bottom really good. Feel the difference?
It's smoother. And it's harder to stir, right?
A little bit. Hold it down like this. Stir this way. There you go.
This is hard for me to stir like this.
Well, you can hold your hand over the top instead of underneath. You see it starting to bubble? We're right at the point where it's starting to boil, and that's where it usually thickens up. Okay, here, let me have hold now. Ah!
Is that bad?
And if it drops in there, yeah, it's kind of bad.
Can the camera see the whole plate?
It's about all it can see. I might not be able to post this because it's got music going on in the background. I'd get in trouble for copyright infringement if I'm not careful. I have to make sure that it's, if I set it up as like common use and things like that.
So you have to like cut out the part with the music? Like that cuts out the whole thing.
Right, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. We might have to do it again someday. Make sure I don't have the music playing. It's getting thick. It's not running off like it did before. And our biscuits are done. I didn't hear the alarm go off.
I didn't either.
All right, step back, hon.
You need a hot one?
Yep. Now I need to turn our fire down so this doesn't burn.
I can smell it. Oh, that's probably the biscuits.
That's probably thick enough. Here, I set salt and pepper on the table.
It's a boiling? What's that?
That's this boiling, but there might be grease on the bottom of it. Could you wash off the bottom of the salt?
The salt?
Yeah, I think the pepper's okay, but the salt might have some grease. No. Just rub the rag across the bottom of it. Can't get water in there, otherwise it'll ruin the salt.
There. That's it?
Yep. And I think I'm gonna declare this ready to eat.